Believe it or not, but a people's car really does exist. And not somewhere abroad, but right here in the Russian Federation. Yes, it's a prototype. Although, is it really just a prototype? This is already a pre-production sample of a pre-production sample of a pre-production car, number 2. What did you expect? Here in Russia, the road to the light is always thorny. I can't tell you the approximate price right away. I can't say, because who knows how things will turn out in general, and with prices in particular. And besides, the final cost of the car is only set when it comes off the assembly line. It's entirely ours, from the initial design to the finished product. If it reminds you of anything, it's only that this is a fully fledged car. It's a pity it's a roadster. I'm not a fan of sports or semi-sports cars. Although, it does look good. It all started back in 2013. That's when the Youth Design Bureau, mainly made up of students from Bauman Moscow State Technical University, began their work. The idea is simple: to independently create a car using domestic components and assembly. I want to emphasize domestic one. The car is built on a space frame, and it's not just a bunch of randomly welded pipes, angles, and channels. It's a real space frame where every element is calculated and custom made. A box-type load-bearing system. Sounds mysterious? The structure is laser cut from sheet metal. Then the pieces are welded together like a puzzle. The puzzle pieces fit into the slots. The result? The load-bearing frame is lightweight, rigid, and most importantly, technologically advanced. The days of angle grinders, welding, and cursing are in the past. But what about safety, you might ask? It's up to standard, the engineers will answer. In a frontal collision, the frame deforms according to the principles of global manufacturers and science. It bends, the engine shifts, and the driver remains unharmed. In short, everything is done scientifically. I don't know what it's called, but the front part of the car would literally break apart and everything would be fine. Body panel. The panels are made of plastic. The entire body is their own design, and students from Bauman University contributed their pens and pencils to its creation. Everything was drawn on a computer, from the bolts to the exterior, which is why everything turned out neat and tidy, just the way our fellow citizens like to judge cars. The gaps are even everywhere. Of course, there are things you could nitpick, but keep in mind that this is still a running prototype. Everything here is custom, but it's all made with proper technology. The front headlights are LED. The grille is monumental, but it's not a radiator grille. The taillights are also custom and look good. It's not a radiator grille. But why? Because this is a mid-engine layout. The engine is in the base, it's in the back. And it's cooled, among other things, through these side air intakes. I don't know how effective that is, but so far the Crim hasn't overheated. A bit more about the body. This Roadster is beautiful, both with the roof, which of course is removable and hard, and without it. But to get to the heart of the Crim, you have to remove the black shell. That way you can get a better look. But we didn't manage to do it. I still have some persistent nagging doubts about this. The opening mechanism really does remind me of BMW. Please forgive me, Lord. So the most pressing question is, what is ours here? The car is 70% domestic, Lada Kalina. Here is an engine, VAZ 21127. With a displacement of 1,596 cubic centimeters. You won't see it, but we're magicians after all. It's a 4-cylinder, 16-valve engine, officially rated at 106 horsepower at 5,800 RPM. Torque is 148 at 4,200 RPM. 2 camshafts, distributed fuel injection with electronic control, an ignition coil for each spark plug, and the intake is from the Kalina Sport. In reality, there are 140 horsepower here. How did that happen? It's not hard, as long as you have hands and a head. Fortunately, these engines are easy to tune. For those who don't get it, the rear of the Roadster is actually the front of the Kalina. The engineers just took and moved the entire powertrain. The engine, gearbox, and drive shafts were all moved to the rear. Clever guys! Damn it! Accordingly, the rear Crimean bridge became independent as well. McPherson struts in all their glory, and disc brakes as well. The only thing is the suspension was tuned to be stiffer for better handling. The front is also independent and of the same design. The gas cap. Right here is the most beautiful part, and of course it got stolen. And of course at the exhibition. Return it nicely. And also, we won't be taking the roof off today. It's raining. And now an attraction. Here's what I'll tell you. The dashboard from the Kalina fits in here just perfectly, almost as if it was designed specifically for this space. The blue color is a bit much, but you can always repaint it if you want. But the idea itself is really smart, and I haven't quite found the right word yet. 2 full-fledged seats for people who aren't too broad-shouldered. Let's call them young people, since this car is for them. Although, what more can you expect from a basically small car? Length, 3,850 millimeters. Width, 1,680. Height, 1,195. Wheelbase, 2,470 millimeters. The interior is divided by a high central tunnel with an armrest. The handbrake is hidden in a strange way, but that's just the artist's vision. No matter what anyone says or criticizes, the naive paint job, I could do better. Well, damn it, then go ahead and do it better already. Alright, I'll satisfy your natural curiosity and let's see what's actually in there. In the trunk compartment. So what's here? Who would have doubted it? Nothing. Well, thanks for that at least. Start-stop button. The dashboard has been redrawn. It looks quite nice with the onboard computer. RPM indicator, battery level, and fuel level display. Cute, cute, cute. But it's hard to comment on this. The steering wheel is adjustable up and down. Thanks to Mama Kalina. Thank you. Everything feels so cute to the touch. All right then. First gear. And off we go. Sports cars. Absolutely hate them. I don't feel good. I'm scraping my rear on the rough asphalt. In the mirror, I only see the axles of Kamaz trucks, and it's so cramped and stiff in here. And the Crim is no exception. Everything is classic style. Once again, this is a prototype, not a production car. And when it's moving, things get very serious. I have something to compare it to. The body is rigid, the suspension is tight as a fist, and it handles bumps in the best traditions of a sports coupe. According to the creators, this car can accelerate to 100 in 7.2 seconds. Let's believe it! Let's believe it, I won't even try, but I don't like sports cars. The top speed is 220 kilometers per hour. Let's believe it, let's believe it. When it goes into production, then we'll check. 140 horsepower for a car weighing 900 kilograms is more than enough. And in some cases, even a bit too much. And don't forget, it's also rear-wheel drive. There's a safety system and other features, but rear-wheel drive is a philosophy all its own. And the visibility is great, and you can really feel the dimensions of the car perfectly. The Crim is a sports car, and it's quite stiff, gently hinting to you that perhaps it's time to hit the gym. On rough roads, you especially start to feel your abs begin to jiggle, making you more aware of the car's firm ride. now a revelation. This Crim is already conditionally retro, and in about 40 years, I'll definitely remind you about it. But the Crim 3 is already closer to the dream, and as soon as it appears, I'll be sure to tell you all about it. But for now, it's impossible not to fall in love with the Crim, though I'm just driving around the parking lot. Well, why not drive around the parking lot? If you think that only students from Bauman University created the Crim, that's not true. Many universities and enterprises took part in its creation and production. In essence, it's the combined effort of the youth of our country under the careful guidance of their mentors. Am I praising it too much? Here's a spoonful of tar in the honey. The pedal assembly is offset, and there's not much room for your feet in there. Well, you can see the roof yourself. It presses down on your head, but at least it doesn't weigh on your conscience or on your wallet. Notice that? There are no more downsides, except for one. Such cars don't actually exist yet. And that's a pretty big downside. But the turning radius is pretty good. If only we could set up some posts, well, cones, I mean, and just go 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. This is exactly what import substitution should look like, not like how our officials understood it, just by swapping out stickers. And I'm also waiting for production to start. I'm waiting. Well, and yes, I sold the ride.